Hi guys, welcome back to my study live stream. This is the 306th study live stream in my YouTube channel, Gefei-FIONA. And I really happy about it that I just continuously start the study live stream for so long time, like already 5 to 6 months. No, 4 to 5 months. So today is, as usual, 2022 October. Sorry, not October. It's already 3rd day of November, and I hope you guys have a real good study session. And I'm currently will prepare for tomorrow's vorlesung, and I hope you guys can join me. And just feel free to join me my study session. And you can also watch the previous video in my YouTube channel. And I hope that will help you guys get into a quick focus state. And I don't add any music in my study live stream because I think it is kind of confusing because everyone has different tastes of music. So that I hope the stream, the white noise, can bring you guys quickly getting begin for today's study live stream. Okay. Today, as usual, I went to university faculty and have one exercise of Marco there, but I got some problem that with maybe internet or maybe with computer and maybe with my YouTube channel, because I cannot save the live stream there. So I feel like there may be some copyright issue of the lectures. But I do think, okay, that is kind of tricky if I start any study live stream in the university, because the lecture should be private and should be open to the registered student or students. Besides, if that was not open to the registered students, at least they must register as the Gasthörer in English is just you can ask the university and let them to give you account as guest, so that you can also attend those kind of lectures. But the prerequisite is that you must register whatsoever for the student side and for the external person in the audience and so on. So this is kind of tricky, and I think this semester already start for 2 weeks in some, and I do think, okay, this is maybe a big problem, but I always try to keep that live stream private and not too public in my YouTube channel. And as you guys can see, now I opened this study live stream, actually is open and is for public, and everyone who know my channel can see this. But otherwise, the lectures video I prefer, and I also did set them into the private channel list or checklist. So I do think there is no problem, but recently I just found something strange that when I open the study live stream, and for example, in the faculty university, when I have the lectures, when I attend lectures, and the others can still get into the study live stream. So I think it may be because the copyright issue in my video just be cut it by maybe by YouTube, and I don't know, and I think it's kind of strange because I meant to be use this style live stream to review, because sometimes I cannot hear very clearly, but otherwise whatsoever. And when I make some style live stream for the lectures, and after when I come back home, I can still not understand every single words in it, because the quality of the voice recording was very bad, was not so good, was very bad. And bad means that I even cannot hear clearly what the professor said in the recordings and so on. So in this sense, I just wondered. I don't know, and I don't think that is okay. So I just need to stop it and put them into my private camera, and then edit it when I have some space in my computer. So yeah, this is kind of issue happened today's morning, and after when I got the lectures in the university. Yeah. So in this sense, at 2 o'clock or so, and I just come back home. Yeah, I just did random thing, and the time went so fast. Yeah, and until now, I start to have a little bit quiet moment to finally got space to study. Okay. Okay, let's just get started. I hope I can do the exercise for tomorrow's Michael. Actually, yeah, okay. Yeah. And afterwards, I went to supermarket. That's kind of hobby of me, and it is kind of, yeah. But I mean to be not to say much about private life and so on. It doesn't need to be in public to yeah. So okay. So it means to be in generally be understood, and this kind of YouTube channel when the video was said to be public, and so I hope you guys can write some comments below in the live stream, and once I got many views of my channel, I will be happy. Otherwise, I just wait for the moment to come that when they are ready to see my style live stream. But otherwise, I am in generally happy today. And okay. Firstly, I don't know how long I will first study, because I haven't eat anything. So I think better to do the exercise for 1 hour, and afterwards just get something to eat, and clean the room is always a task. So okay. I really want to do the videos about the stationery, that I don't find any time to do this. So for example, I have really some beautiful pens and color pens, so but whatsoever it is nonsense. So yeah. And now I need a display to to see what the exercise of Michael is. Now put time here. So I cannot study very long today. I guess I can at least study for 1 hour. So yeah. Okay, the loading of the university website was very slow, so okay, now it's opened. Yeah. Problem sets. I get problem set 2. So okay. Besides, I really need my glass and I cannot find it. It's long. So, yeah. Okay, there is 3 questions and I try to solve them by myself and with the book, with the literature of Michael. So I hope that I can solve it. I hope that I can solve them. But I need to see last week where is them. As professor said, so easy is that not so easy, but so difficult is that also not. So the problem is that the one should do the exercise by them own, not rely on any extra materials. But before the exam, I think to see, for example, like textbook is still reason. Yeah. The problem set 1. Okay, here is a problem that's a little bit difficult to understand. That in the 3-2C that they said that there is no y equal to ye and y2 with x similar 6 near with x near y and near z means that three are very similar and is all about indifference curve. I think indifference curve is not very so difficult, but here is some here is here but here is here is something that they mean that there cannot be any gaps. Any means none, right? So and um, um, so cannot be none means that there should have gaps in the car competition. That if the ranking, the first one is always with interval, and the following one will have any plus. So means that so means that so that means if they got plus means that gap. So following should have gap, but the first one doesn't have any gap. So this is interesting if they ranking ranking some team with their competition score and grades. So in these things, if they talk about indifference curves, that they mean that any means none and cannot be any means that there should have. So there should have some gaps, for example, like between x1, y1, z1. But the problem is here that they mean why they don't directly talk about x y z, but they talk about y x1, y1, and z1. So so that there is kind of transitivity, right? So transitivity between x1, y1, and z1. So from this unequal relation, they can inferring that x is near z, right? X is near z and y as intermediate, right? So this sentence is kind of difficult to understand, such that there is no y because y is consists of y1 and y2 with x, y, z. So so it is means what about the case? What about the case under 2? It could be different. And they also said that there is no y equal to y1 and y2 with x, y, z. So it means from a subset to inferring the main set whether it is possible or not. So it does mean that so in this sense one must pay attention to that this is from subset to main set to inferring the relation, but not not to from, but is not to from main set to subset because they don't know they do not know about two, right? So this is the T, and then I will continue. Here is some confusion, and so problem set two, problem set three, and the second one, and this is using the above explain why for any x belong to big X, the indifference curve through X has to intersect the diagonal. For example, the set of all points lambda belong to R plus. So using okay, I think something really interesting and funny. Since last year, my YouTube channel, the banner was with some character, but the character was 空心的. Okay, so in this sense, I actually don't know that in the exercise that they will have some problems with this kind of writing style, and it seems like very interesting this and using the above explain why for any x belong to big X, the indifference curve through X has to intersect the diagonal. For example, a set of 4 points points make line, and the lambda belong to R, so intersect was bigger than 0. So lambda bigger than 0 means that intercept bigger than 0. So the graphic should be like this. It is kind of like Konsumentenhand and Producerhand, the rent of producer and consumer. So using above explain why for any x belong to this is x y, and the x has to intersect the diagonal, the set of all points. Means that yeah. big T. So the set of all points lambda belong to our class. So yeah, equal point. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think the two lines, the diagonal two lines converge with each other. The point was to define which kind of point most efficient is. So this point is what they search for, and indifference curve is just to mention that there is some converge with indifference curve with diagonal. So yeah, but they talk about here all points. That's very interesting. The set of all points, line make points, or points lines made of points. Okay, I think here I got some problem. I will wait tomorrow to see what will professor to say about it. So, I explain about it. Problem 3 is converse of proposition 2. Um, I don't know why I don't know this question, but I think it's very funny if you only see the sentence structure. And the third question is about converse of converse. Converse, it doesn't matter if I don't know this word, of proposition 2. Also holds if bigger than can be represented by a continuous utility function, means that it is discrete utility function or not, then it is self continuous, then it is itself continuous. So in this case, I need to know what is proposition 2. Then I find the PowerPoint seconds. The proposition 2 is 1 PowerPoint. It is quite a lot because the proposition 3 is just fourth sentence and it's in page 12, and it is two paragraph with 3 important points to remember. Yeah. It is a proposition, so it is already been proved. Actually, I don't know why in this sense they still want to ask about this already proved proposition. But let me check about the chapter 1, and also holds if bigger than can be represented by a continuous utility function, then it is itself continuous. The problem is here. It is itself. It is itself means that utility function. It is itself continuous means that it is a continuous utility function itself is continuous, or the mathematical symbol bigger than. So it is kind of confusing. So it is important to know what is converse. Just like check about converse. I already got a little bit not so hungry, but yeah, and converse. Converse is a mark. Is opposite. Okay, this is an old question maybe. Converse is opposite. Opposite of proposition 2. Yeah, okay. So here is if bigger than is continuous on x, then there exists a continuous utility function u point comma that represents bigger than. So the opposite of this proposition should be if there exists a continuous utility function u point, then bigger than is also continuous on x. Who exists first, pig or eggs? Eggs or chicken? Yeah. If there exists a continuous utility function, then means that bigger than is continuous on x. If they don't change goods, if they don't change goods, okay, that's interesting. Okay. So the question is third question. Okay, if the utility function u point is continuous, then bigger than is as well. If the consumption functional change, so the bigger than this symbol represents continuous t x. It is very if it says in a Plat language means that for example, like if I will got happiness feeling since I bought something that I very well of, for example, like I love it orange, then the utility will not change if I continuously buy orange and eat orange. Okay, it doesn't matter whether I buy the orange, whether I eat it or not. I can buy it, and since the buy moment, I already got the utility actually, and the feeling which I feels happy if I buy orange. Whether it is about another utility, whether after when I bought the orange and I just ate it, and eating utility is another kind of utility to be calculated because that happens another time point. It is happened another time period if they want to talk about the intertemporary choices issue in macro. But I don't register this call, so it doesn't matter for now actually. So the problem is whether so the problem is if they don't change the goods which they're buying, for example, like I can, because there are a lot of supplements, substitute, or yeah, there is about a substitution effect and incomes effect. So, so here is to say, for example, like for me, if I eat buy banana and buy orange, that makes no difference for me. Like the utility after I eat banana and after I eat orange, that is the same. So so X will not depend on the utility function. X is the goods which I consuming. But the problem is if they want to make this kind of relation voice versa also British, also gate, also proved. So the bigger than and A bigger than B bigger than A, this kind of relation will be reviewed. Then you must keep buying the same goods and not change your uh, consumption objects. So otherwise, I don't think we'll get the same effect after you bought different goods. So yeah, there's some requests or requirement that need satisfied unless this proposition be proved. Otherwise, you will not vice versa. Yeah, okay, that's the problem 3, and I have the last one. Okay, so it is to say, um, it is to say that show that the Barasian demand correspondence is non-empty if x equal to r l plus pw bigger than 0 and bigger than is continuous. Hint, there is some hint advice using Weierstrass theorem, proposition 4 from chapter 6.3 and proposition 2 from chapter 1. I don't want to, yeah, okay, I can search for it. So the problem of 4 is very similar like 3 and shows the Barasian demand correspondence is non-empty if x belongs to 实数 p v bigger than 0 and bigger than is continuous. I don't know whether the lecture slides will inclusive this Barasian demand correspondence. It's maybe a little bit difficult to find. Or maybe tomorrow we will not reach the problem 4 and we'll left to next week. So in this instance, I still got a little bit time. I think, yeah. Okay, only this. So this is about it is about strongly concave, strictly concave or only concave means that is not strictly dominant or strictly concave, then you need to do more actually than you need bigger than. So bigger than is not strictly. So here is Varisian demand correspondence non-empty. And if R belong to if x belong to R plus L, and PV is bigger than because they are not strict, and bigger than is continuous. Hint use Weierstrass theorem proposition Okay, I can first see, because I already opened the PowerPoint, so I directly see proposition 2, and that is a proposition which I already opened. I already saw, I think. Yeah, that is about utility function and continues on X. And if bigger than is strongly monotone, one can simply construct a utility function in the following way: define E from a lot of E, a lot of 1, and belong to X equal to R plus N plus L, not N, and monotonicity and continuity of bigger than for every small x belong to bigger x, and there is a unique alpha x belong to R1. Interesting, here is R1 instead of RL. But doesn't matter because 1 and L is just a representative mathematical symbol. So there is equation to satisfy that. Okay, I cannot speak that vereinfacht word. So alpha x multiply E similar to X by transitivity and monotonicity. Alpha X is a utility representation of bigger than. Actually, it's not bigger than. It costs something else, I guess, because that it's bigger than is very different than number one. And alpha X is a utility representation of bigger than. Okay, so yeah. If E constantly equal to 1 and a lot of 1, then why not directly cancel E, right? Cancel E that there is only AX and similar to small x, and by transitivity and monotonicity, alpha x is a utility representation of bigger than. So it will it means that bigger than. Okay, so bigger than in utility function, E can ignore. And strongly monotone. Strongly is, it means strictly. Okay, strongly is equal to strictly monotone. One can simply construct a utility function in the following way. Okay, so what is the proposition 4 from chapter 6.3? I'm not sure the university website can still open or not, because it has some time limits. If I cannot open the university website, then I will refresh and need to re-login. That is very time consuming. So in this sense, I will set to tomorrow, I'll set to next week, I guess. And the slides of handles and so on, that is mathematics and demand and supply. So mathematics is about chapter 6, so I need to open it in a very short time period, otherwise I'll get tired. I will get boring. So so in this sense, that here I should find proposition 4. So one chapter only exists, one chapter like one article that only exists 4. Yeah. Actually, next month I got presentation. Yeah, cool. So that is the interval of A belong to bigger X relative to X includes all X belong to A for which there exists an bigger than zero, such that this difference between x prime minus x smaller than ding 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 and x prime small x prime belong to bigger x together imply x prime belong to. Okay, there is some implicit relation between all the characters which they wrote to be big character and so on. So yeah, this is the first proposition that is in one moment. Uh, 1, 2, right? And this one is 6.34. So the integral of a belong to includes all small x belong to a, and for which there exists an this Latinish symbolic that I cannot speak of. I think is epsilon. I think is epsilon bigger than 0, such that the difference between x prime minus x smaller than epsilon and x prime. Okay, a little bit difficult here, for which there is bigger than 0, so that the difference, if their difference smaller than epsilon, and epsilon is non-negative, so x prime belong to x as well, together imply x prime belong to a. Okay, here is some inclusive relationship. Okay, a belong to x, x prime belong to x, x prime belong to a. Yeah, absolutely, because here is some relation like this, and the okay okay, cool. That's the two propositions, and besides I guess that is the last question. So Varasian demand correspondence is non-empty. Yeah, okay, here is the icons. Restriction. So omega is equal to p plus x, px x if there exists 1, 1, 2, 2. So in this sense, if the price and the wealth which one have bigger than 0, means that is weakly, that is weekly weekly concave, and the bigger than is continuous means that okay, the bigger than is continuous means that not okay, same symbol. Continuous. Okay, so and here is show that the Varian demand correspondence is non-empty. It's non-empty means that at least they exists one demand. So demand means that it is not worse. So it's at least demand for one good, and with price means P1 x1 and x1 t. So bigger. So here is about to say bigger than zero. Bigger than zero means that the VDC is non OK。我现在想到的就是这些。然后明天 tomorrow we got this exercise and I will listen what professor gonna solve this problem and yeah, okay, previewed. Okay, okay, cool, guys. Okay, I will end this study session. Hope you guys have a well study day, and I will now drink some warm drinks and maybe eat something. So see you in next study live stream. Bye.